Hi, I'm Mike, owner of The In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for July 15, 2022. So I got a good-sized chunk of new arrivals to show you guys. Half of them didn't even show up, but I'm going to tell you what's coming because later today, after you watch this video, they're going to arrive in the store and they'll be put on the website right on the main page, new arrivals. I also bought a huge audiophile collection that I'm going to show you. And I also have a decent amount of upper end pre-owned stuff that I, put on the website. So I'll go over that stuff with you as well. I guess first let me talk to you about the new arrival stuff that's not coming. I'll just quickly run through some names. There's some Third Eye Blind, another repress of the Wild Style, Working Men's Club, Talk, Party's Over. Let's see, the Plasmatics. Let's see, some of these names are abbreviated, so I can't really make them out. Go West, God is an Astronaut, Flume, which I believe was a pre-order. There's 5 or 6 Death Records, the metal band. Cramps, Flame Job, that's getting a reissue. That'll be here later today. And Brothers Johnson. So all that stuff is actually going to come later today, and I'll show that to you in the video next week. All right, let me show you the new arrivals. I talked about these last week, but I didn't actually have them in hand to show you. But from Impex, the new Saturday Night in San Francisco, and a reissue of Monk's Dream. Fantastic, killer sounding records, both of them. You know, guys, how much I love Impex. I talk about it all the time. They're really the absolutely top as far as reprints, reissues in this case, and or, this is a brand new record actually. You guys are probably familiar with Friday Night in San Francisco. This is just the following night. But, everything from the best stout and tip-on jacket, glossy covers, high-quality sleeve that it comes in, analog mastering by Kevin Gray, I believe, on this Monk, Bernie Grunman on Saturday Night in San Francisco, but they just do an absolute dynamite job. Figured I'd show you both of those, but they have been in here for about a week. The Monk's Dream hasn't been around for a long time. That is really a solid copy. Okay. The 2 Blue Note Classics, Don Wilkerson Preach Brother and George Barath Extension. All analog cut from the original Analog Master tapes by Kevin Gray. Very similar sound rise, right, to a Tone Poet. The only difference is the cheap cover. And, they're $11, $12 less. Got a restock of a Tone Poet, speaking of the devil, Horace Silver. Further Explorations, hasn't been in print, hasn't been around in quite some time, but I got that. Okay, after being delayed what seemed like a considerable amount of time, but I think the whole series in general has been delayed, Ella and Lewis. This is the 33 RPM version, which is, the nice tip-on jacket. There is a 45 RPM version done by Analog Productions that's in stock, I believe, as well. This is the 33 RPM version. All analog. I believe Ryan Smith did this, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who the mastering engineer on this was. I want to say Ryan Smith. He's done almost all of these so far. But tip-on jacket, part of the Verve series, the John Coltrane ballads, the Nina Simone's. It's a killer series. The Impulse family of labels, Impulse, Verve, Decca Jazz, they're equivalent to a Blue Note Tone Poet. Okay, so this is the biggest debacle I've had probably of the year. Lou Donaldson's Blues Walk. This was supposed to come out a couple of weeks ago, and it did. My package, my boxes of this looked like they maybe fell off of it, of a 747 mid-flight. I mean, they were absolutely destroyed. They're like, no problem, we'll get you a new set out. We got plenty in stock. Sent me the new ones. UPS lost them. It took like 7 days for them to locate them. They're finally here. They're minty. And we're already got them shipped out if you had a pre-order on it. But I am sorry about that. I apologize. But I am always at the mercy of UPS and the labels. Very seldomly is there a reason why I don't get something out. 3 reissues from Elton John. Peachtree Road. New cover on that. I don't know why they put a new cover on that. But yeah, Peachtree Road. Probably, I think this is probably Elton's last great album. I know some of his stuff, some of his more recent stuff has been really critically acclaimed. But actually, Really love this album. Came out in the mid-90s, what, 96, I want to say, 95, 96. There's no date on here, but it was like right smack in the mid-90s. You know, it's a classic album. I like this era of Elton. And oddly enough, it took them a long time to repress this, you know, original of this. I don't know if I've ever seen an original of the one in the wild. It is extremely difficult to find. Regimental Sergeant Zippo. Okay, so they did it for Record Store Day. Now we've got it as a standard release. I'm not 100% sure, but Ben, who works here, was telling me that the Record Store Day was a mono reissue, or mono issue because it's never come out, and this is stereo. So technically not the same record. You know, it's got a different mix, but when this came out, I heard it. I mean, I love Elton John. As much as I love Elton John, this wasn't my favorite record. It's one that personally I could listen to a couple of times and be done. But Peachtree Road was pretty good. The one, though, was a good record. What do we got? Set It Off Elsewhere. That's kind of a gross cover. It almost looks like a fake eye, but it's not because it's got other stuff around it. Ugh. Alexander 23. We got two versions. We got the standard black vinyl, and we've got the indie exclusive lemon yellow vinyl. So both of those. Oh my God, I feel like someone's tormenting me today. What's the name of this? Bebop Doobie? Bebop Doobie. Beatopia. Bebop Doobie's Beatopia. Okay, guys. We got Bebop's... Try that again. Bebop Doobie. We got Bebop Doobie's Beatopia. Pressed on neon green vinyl. That might even be right. I don't know. 50-50. I'm not feeling too confident. Okay, what do we got here? Maybell. About Last Night. What about last night? This is on Polydor. Minnie Riperton. Let's see. This is an RSD Essential, so that means this is a one and done. The RSD Essential is essentially a series of records made specifically for independent record stores who participate in Record Store Day, and they're a one and done type of thing. Just like RSD titles, the only difference is these come out throughout the year. I actually have another one. I'll dig a little deeper. Wayland Jennings, very first record. Most people don't know about this, even if you're a Wayland Jennings fan. And this, I believe, is the very first time it's actually been repressed with this cover. This record has been repressed and booted many, many times. So, live at JD's. JD's was a club in Phoenix. It's actually, the building is still there. It's in Scottsdale. I believe it's a furniture store now. This was a split-level bar. And I think the top was country. So you'd go in and you'd see somebody like Wayland Jennings on the top. And then the bottom, the first story, which was kind of a basement. You had to go downstairs because I've been in the furniture store. Obviously, JD's closed well before I was probably even alive. But you go downstairs and then you'd see garage acts. So you'd have like country guys up top, and then you've got like the young kids, the punks, the garage guys downstairs. And from what I hear, it kind of lends itself to occasional brawls taking place. Oddly enough, this is not a live recording. It is at JD's, and I think it's referred to by a lot of people as live at JD's, or at JD's, they assume it's live. But no, this was recorded at Audio Recorders. Which is a studio, the same place that the Wild Times record that I released with Johnny D was recorded. But yeah, this was Wayland's very first album. Originals of this go for $400 or $500. I've had a couple come through. Arizona is probably the only place you'll ever find them. But there's all you ever wanted to know about Wayland Jennings JDs. Maybe more than all you've ever wanted to know. Jenny Lee, Heart Tax on Virgin Music. Ziggy Alberts. What in the world is in this record? It's like a little piece of gummy glue. It's under the shrink. Land and Sea. This is the indie exclusive. This will probably sell out pretty quickly. the Jesus and Mary Chain live at Borrowland. I don't know if any of their catalog is in print, so if you come into the record store and you're looking for something by them, you pretty much have this as an option. Got a restock of Bad Brains, self-titled. This is done by ORG, the same company that does the John Coltrane titles, cut by Bernie Grundman, all analog. They're pretty much reissuing the whole Bad Brains catalog, but that one was pretty difficult to get. I don't think they made enough the first go around. GBH, Charge, Leather, Bristles, No Survivors, and Sick Boys. Includes a photo and a folded poster. All right, Karen Dalton, In My Own Time. So this is one of those cult records that was done on Capitol originally. It goes for buku money. Actually, I got original of this in the pre-owned section on the store, oddly enough. On the wall right there, but you can't see it. But this is done by Light in the Attic. And I got to tell you, this was done, it looks like probably significantly better than the original was done. The original was a typical Capitol record, you know, similar to a Beatles record at the time. But this is done as what appears to be a trifold, has a book. Let's see, features Karen's 1971 masterpiece. This is a 45 RPM double cut, preset RTI with a 20-page booklet. Includes 2 bonus 7-inch singles, Live at the Beat Club, and a repro of a 71 French single. Both singles pressed at Third Man and housed on old-style tip-on jackets. Speaking of Third Man, I got the new Jack White record from Third Man. Every single one of them is warped, so they're on their way back to Third Man, and hopefully I'll have the non-warped version soon to where I can send it off to you guys. But they were visibly dished big time. So yeah, we sent those back. Lonnie Liston Smith. Let's see, Cecil McBee. What is the name of this one? Astral Traveling. This is done by Real Gone Music. And I really dig the amount of avant-garde jazz we're getting repressed nowadays. All right, Lizzo's new record. In case nobody told you you're special. Oh, isn't that special? Let's see. Yeah. New album from Lizzo with standard black vinyl. I'm guessing on standard black vinyl, yeah. This is the record I'm actually looking forward to out of the non-audio file records. This is probably the record I'm looking forward to the most. This is Ronnie Foster's new album. Ronnie Foster has not done a record in a long, long time. This is on Blue Note. Two-Headed Fripp is part of the Blue Note Classic series. If you don't have that, I highly recommend you listen to that record. Just listen to Chunky, the first track on it. If you like that, you're going to dig the album, and I'm hoping this is to the same caliber of this. Don Was is the producer on it, executive producer, also Ronnie Foster. But that's the first record I'm going to probably spin out of this bunch. All right, almost into the audiophile stuff and the non-audiophile higher-end records I'm putting on the website today. So with those, I typically do not put them on the website till the day of to give everybody a fair crack at them. When I Close My Eyes, the deluxe version by Chelsea Cutler. Also something cool I'll tell you guys at the very end of the video. You might know about it, you might not. But not many people get it probably to the end of the video, but if you do, you'll have some added bonus information. The Who's Tommy. I don't know if I showed this. It's been out a couple of weeks. I got enough the first go around to cover the pre-orders. Now I got plenty extras. So I told you guys last week, we ultrasonically clean records for folks now. That's like a new service. It's kind of interesting seeing, because a lot of people will get the same record clean. And then there's a smattering of stuff that is getting cleaned. But if you don't know about that, you go below the record, you'll see I charge $8 a record. I ultrasonically clean it in the $6,500 KL, put it in a MoFi sleeve, put it in a true Japanese inner sleeve, and I also inspect it and make sure it's in good shape, not warped, not damaged. And it's been very beneficial for a few people. There's been a couple of records I've had to open up 3 or 4 copies to get a copy that was, not warped, not no fill, that didn't have any issues. But one of the things I noticed with opening this is it has the booklet in it. And the first one I opened, I'm like, oh yeah, just like the original. It's got the numbered booklet. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, 3345. Cool, I wonder how many of these they made. Cracked open the next one. Everyone's numbered 3,345. But yeah. And the other title that came out with it is the Who Sell Out. Okay, so I showed you guys the big box set collection a while back. I kind of got a guy who sold me a run of one of every one step, and he had some other smattering of records. Some of them are included here. And also I had a good chunk of MoFi titles come from the box set collection. I put all these on the website pretty competitively priced. Go check them out. Prices are solid on this because it's summertime and it's like, you know, let's mail some records out. The back room is looking ridiculous. If you guys have seen my live stream videos, I want to get some more racks in there, but there's just so much crap in the middle of the floor. I'm running out of places to put stuff. So good prices on this stuff, I think. Bill Withers, greatest hits. I've got a couple sealed copies of this. Some of these I've got a couple of. Some of these I got one of. So yeah, may have it, may not have it. Nilsson Schmilsson, Mobile Fidelity. A lot of these, I've got some analog productions I'll probably have to show you guys shortly. I've got some mono Beatles. I've got some other audiophile stuff, but I grabbed pretty much the MoFi stuff. Mobile Fidelity's Miles Davis, Miles Smiles. They only did 4,000 of this. This is the 45 RPM, which is the only way it came. I was a fan of this when it came out. Run DMC. They only did 3,000 of these. This has come down in price a lot. I want to say this was pushing 200, 250 bucks when it came out. This was a really difficult record to get. Now it's a sub $100 record. Couple Grateful Deads. Blues for Allah. Mars Hotel. Now these were number 2, 4,000. These are both double disc 45 RPMs. Let me dig a little deeper in here because there's some older MoFi stuff in here as well. Try to keep all the Mobile Fidelity and Grateful Dead together. This is quite a bit older. When would this come out? 2011. So yeah, Wake of the Flood. This is a 33 RPM. And I also got a 33 RPM of Santana Abraxas. This is extremely difficult to get at this point. It's like anything Abraxas related from MoFi is high dollar. This, I was cleaning out my warehouse and I found a box of these. This is just a normal price, I think, you know, whatever, retail, $59.99. Dire Straits self-titled. Trying to move some piles and I'm like, what is this box of records? But some stuff got, like I said, a little bit misplaced in the move. Jeff Beck's Truth. This was limited to 5,000. This is one of the best MoFis that I think they've come out in quite a bit of time. When you listen to Ain't Superstitious on this version, I mean, it's dynamite. That Jeff Beck's guitar with the wah-wah and the swirling effect on this is really killer. Carole King's Tapestry. This is the 33 RPM version. I believe I also got a one-step. This is pretty much most of the one-steps. I think I might have sold a couple of them off before I ever put them online. Train. The second time Mobile Fidelity has done Mars Hotel. Right? Number to 4,000 as well. Did I show that already? Never mind, I showed that twice. Made it way in here twice. So at least I got two of them. Bob Dylan's Oh Mercy. This was done to 4,000 copies. Okay, I got a couple of mono titles. All analog. Obviously, you guys know how killer these are. Original flip back covers. Cut from the original analog master tapes. These I've been preaching for since they came out in 2014, how killer these are. And time is done right by these because if you look at what they cost, other people appreciate them too. From that same series, Rubber Soul. And also from that same series, the White Album. I wish we could get something of this caliber in stereo, or they would reissue these monos. It sucks that these records have to cost as much as they do, but they're collectible, they're expensive. But I mean, the original top load cover, they just did such a dynamite job with these. But I got a couple of those on the website. All this stuff is on the pre-order tab, or excuse me, on the pre-owned tab on the top. Even though they're sealed, if I don't get a record directly from the distributor, I will file it under pre-owned. If it does come directly from the original distributor, it's under the normal categories. This is MoFi's Iron Butterfly. They did 3,000 of those. This has not been around in a long time. Love Forever Changes. Maybe it'll get repressed. I'm not 100% sure. Grateful Dead Live. Long out of print. Grateful Dead Skull and Roses. We've got pretty much the whole Grateful Dead catalog here. Let's see. This is long out of print. I think this goes for regular retail, though. I think I just put this up for the normal price. Elvis Costello. Bob Dylan. Love and Theft. They did 3,000 of these. Weezer Blue. Probably the MoFi record they've made the most of, but it's out of print now, and goes for a few bucks. Let's see, we got some duplication here. Okay, so that is the end of the standard MoFis. I will show you what I have as far as one steps, and also I found a couple of these. This is technically still in print, so this is just a normal retail record. What is it, like $69, $79, $69 I think now? They've all had a price increase, and I haven't even seen this since the price increase, but I got a few of these on the website. Where am I going to put all these? Blonde on Blonde, I got a couple of these. That's just a normal, regular retail box. So if you go online, you can get it for that. Okay, One Steps. The iconic, probably the best sounding record Mobile Fidelity has ever done. Santana Abraxas. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool new arrival video. I'll tell you a story with this one in a minute, but check that out. I can make that my thumbnail, right? This way I don't have to take a photograph later. I can just go back to the video and snip it. Okay, so they only did 2,500 of this. It's not cheap. It's expensive, but, and live at the Village Vanguard. They did 2,500 of the Santana Abraxas. They did 3,000 of these. They're both quite expensive because of it. All right, let's run off what I got here. Pearl. Pearl One Step. I think a lot of these are still just on the website for whatever the retail price was. I mean, it was close enough to where, you know, I just threw it on for whatever the retail was. Couldn't stand the weather. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. If it's something that's way out of print and goes for big money, keep in mind when I buy collections, I buy based off of what it's worth, not what it originally cost. I mean, that'd be nice, but I don't know anybody going to sell me their butcher covers for $250 because they paid $4.99 for them. But Eagles, I got Self-Titled, Desperado, Muddy Waters Folk Singer, Carole King Tapestry, and Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. All right, so let me show you some of the pre-owned records that I put on the website this week. Don't go nowhere. Lady comes in at the end of the night, last night. Craziest thing. She's like, I got 2 records. So you buy records? Yeah. What you got? She goes, I just got 2. I'm like, all right, cool. What do you have? She pulls out 2 copies of Tool's Enema. This copy and a sealed copy. The sealed copy actually had the original receipt. Now, I've got 2 copies of this at home. One is a little cleaner than the other, but one was a cutout, so I felt I needed 2, which is the cleaner one, which is the cutout, and then the not-so-clean one, which is not a cutout. I know, it's a little bit of an OCD issue, but she had 2 copies. The one copy was sealed with the original receipt from the record store she bought it from, dated 7 days to the day after the album came out. So cool. So I'm going to have 2 of these in the store. I took the one home. I got to bring the other one back. But yeah, this is an album that for some reason doesn't seem to ever be on slate for a repress, although it definitely needs to. Here's a Tesla album that's worth way too much money, but it is what it is. Forevermore. How about Les Claypool and Sausage? This is a wildly expensive record. This is an original on red vinyl with the poster. Some just standalone Les Claypool of Fungi and Foe. So this is all on the pre-owned section. A lot of this stuff is sealed. Soundgardens. I think this is limited edition colored vinyl. This might have been a website Universal exclusive. Here's a wildly expensive Tenacious D record. I was like, what? But yeah, that goes for some bucks. Oh, here's another MoFi title that slipped. And there's more of this stuff. This guy had a full run. I mean, I got tons of killer stuff, but I try to get the ones he had like ones or twos of on the website first. Santana, his first album. This is the 33 RPM. There's a little bit of damage. It's got a seam split on the top. It's still sealed, and it's got a little bit of corner ding. And I notate that on the website, but that is on the website. And like I said, there's more to come. Joan Osborne's Relish. Eve 6, Horoscope. Here's a rare album. When did this come out? 2000 and... Oh, I guess this 2018 reissue. But they only did 750 of them. White with blue splatter, limited edition to 700 copies. I mean, you know, if you're into Eve 6, it's probably not an easy album to get. Soundgarden. Trying to figure out what version this is. I'm sure it's listed on the website. This actually came from my personal collection. I actually have a run of this whole series of Blues Traveler stuff that they did, but I've got them all in the splatter wax, excuse me, which they did 750 of. The one I had at the house was on black vinyl. I thought to myself, do I need multiple Blues Traveler records? So the black vinyl, this is actually numbered to 250 copies, so this is super rare. But I just said, you know what, let's make them all. The splatter color actually sounds good. I said, let's make them all match. So I brought my copy from home and put it online. Some more Soundgarden. Sealed. Ooh. Some more Eve 6. This goes for some bucks. Limited edition smoky clear vinyl. But yeah, that is it for this week's new arrival. Tons of killer stuff this week. This is pretty solid. But yeah, check us out online. Ooh, I forgot I was going to tell you. So you guys probably seen the auction video for Whatnot. If you didn't see it, I'm going to be doing a live auction on the app Whatnot. It's going to be fun. It's actually going over pretty well. I know a lot of guys have already commented on it over there. If you're not familiar with Whatnot, go watch the previous video I talk about it. It's going to be a live stream. It's going to essentially be me and Angel, and it's going to take place here. I'm going to give me a little desk, and we're going to do like a live stream from the store right here, and I'm going to auction off a bunch of records starting at $10. A lot of audiophile records. I have a mystery box. Sold out the first one. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do another mystery box because I want people to be able to buy and pick items like live. It's going to be fun. Watch the previous video. Kind of the cool thing is I'm going to put a link on the bottom of this video. For the first time, you know, because they're trying to promote the platform, if you go on Whatnot through this link I'm going to put up below, you're going to get $10 to buy something from me or anybody with. Yeah, they kind of have like a referral program. So if I refer you, they're going to give you 10 and me 10. And then if you refer somebody, they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to give them 10. Very similar to what PayPal did in the 90s when they first got their platform going, although it was $50. And that was a 1990s money, so that was quite a bit better. It's pretty cool. So going to give it a try. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. It seems kind of exciting. I always, when I go to Europe, I go to live auctions for vinyl, and they're an absolute blast. So this is kind of like that, but it's going to be done on the internet. But go check out that video where I talk about it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, the website, www.theingroove.com. Until next time.